The weather outside is frightful. We have an ice storm, so I have to crank out videos. Greetings and salutations. This is your girl, Outspoken Diva, and welcome to Outspoken Diva Tells You a Story, where whether it's true or fiction, I'll let you know. Today's story is true. They probably all be true for a minute. I'm working on some fiction, so yeah, stay tuned. But this one is about how Black History Month led me to nerdom. That's the best way I can call it, right? Anywho, um, so if you follow me, follow the blog or me anywhere on social media, you know by now that I'm a nerd, right? You also know that I'm Christian, and I'm not just Christian; I'm churchy, right? Okay. Y'all hold on. Sorry about that. Anywho, um, yeah, I'm churchy, so yeah, okay. And growing up wasn't any better. I just know how to hone certain things in because also, if y'all ever figured that, I'm also a know-it-all, right? Okay. I'm learning to hone in the know-it-all part a little bit better. I'm learning. Now, everything else I can hone in a little bit. But growing up, I grew up in the Missionary Baptist Church. Um, yeah, Foundation Church was Missionary Baptist. And February, Black History Month was a very um, important thing, very big thing in our community, especially at church. Um, Doing the congregational numbers, y'all call it praise and worship now, but the congregational song would be "Lift Every Voice and Sing." Um, and also every Sunday, one of the youth, whichever youth organization was in charge, they would pick a youth from one of the organizations, and they would read a fact, and it would be called "Who Am I?" And you had to figure out who they were talking about. You know, this by this person's facts. Well, I was in high school. I was a sophomore in high school. By then, I was full fledged. All I did was read all the time. Um, I was full fledged having discussions at school about Power Rangers. Um, Pretty much, like I went through this weird phase in middle school where I talked in extreme ghetto. Like girl, so I can match you. And then one day I just stopped that because, yeah, no, it wasn't natural for me. So, you know, so by then I was, hitting my stride and all this kind of stuff. So, I was living life. Also, y'all do know, I live in the hood. You know, I was from the inner city. And I didn't care. I didn't care about not looking smart. I never did. I never cared about if I was smart. I was smart. If I knew it, I knew it. Until, like I said, middle school. Then I tried to hide it, but I wasn't hiding it well because you know. So this particular year, like I said, I was a sophomore in high school. They picked me for the usher board. Because I was a youth usher. And the president of Usher Boys, she was like, well, the youth usher, she was the popular girl in school. I mean, in school, in church, she probably was the popular girl in school. I don't know. I didn't go to high school with her. I went to high school with quite a few people in church, but not her. Um, and she was like, "Who did you pick?" And I was like, "Oh." And at the time, I was doing TD Board the Third. TD Board the Third at that time was the president and CEO of the Boyd Publishing House, which was also the publishing house that we got our literature from. Our Christian literature, our Sunday school books, our mission guides. I think we were singing out of the hymnals that were made by them. We sung out a lot of hymnals. Well, there's a lot of hymnals made, but all our literature and stuff came from uh, the Boyd Publishing Company. So I decided, and the information was like right there on most of our stuff. Like I remember our Vacation Bible School stuff had his information there. So okay, it was easy work for me. She didn't like that. You're supposed to do somebody easy. People like they're not gonna get that. You're supposed to do Martin Luther King or Rosa Parks and stuff like that. Yo, basic has never been me. Doing what everybody else does has never been me. Okay, and we talking about who am I? Find out who am I. I've always been like this. I am not one of those people who like we learn the same stuff all the time. I didn't start that. I've been there all the time. We're gonna learn something different if you're talking to me on Black History Month. Okay, if I'm learning it, you're gonna learn it. Okay, I am not gonna be. They didn't teach us that. I don't care. I taught it myself. Somebody else taught me. I didn't wait till school to teach me. Okay, and the school was not going to teach me TD Boyd. They were not going to teach me that there was a black publishing house cranking out books to churches. Okay, it didn't matter. So she was like, you get on my nerves. You're such a nerd. You're a nerd. Oh, you get on my nerves. And I was so mad. I stormed out. I picked my stuff up. I stormed out the sanctuary. I guess I hope Usher Boy meeting was over because I wasn't coming back. So got home, was ticked off. I mean ticked off. I mean fuming, inner fuming. So and then I was just like, you know what? She right. You're a nerd. We're gonna own up to it. You're not hiding it well. And I decided then that day in February, walk into my nerdum, and I did. And I have not looked back since. I read the comic books. I read the books. Some of my programming is not popular programming that I watch. You know, only thing I probably don't do like most. I mean, like stereotypical nerd. I don't do anime and all that kind of stuff. I mean, I'm aware of it. I know some of it, but and that's my choice. Like I said, I mean, even as a child, I'd rather read a book than hang out outside. Uh, like I said, there's a lot of stuff that I'm into that a lot of people are not into, and that's fine. And like I said, this is one of the things that I envy about younger black nerds now. It's accepted. We're the faces of everything. All kinds of people are nerds, are claiming they're nerdum now, and I'm so proud of it. Steve Urkel and Carlton Banks are not our faces anymore, and that's great, and I love it. Okay, I'm the face of Black Nerdum, and that's fine. Okay. Oh, did the church figure out who TD Boyd the third was? They did. They knew it. And yeah, I looked directly at her, and she was like, she gave me the thumbs up from the usher because we were ushering that Sunday. It was like a youth Sunday. Yeah, we were ushering that Sunday, and she gave me the thumbs up. So maybe our spoken Diva's choices wasn't too bad after all, right? Hey, if you don't take nothing else, step into your own story. Decide what you want to be. Don't be what everybody else wants you to be. Know you. Now I feel like watching some a Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. That's what I was doing back then. I had full discussions with people at school about that back then. The good old days. Other than that, yeah, talking to you in adult terms.